Hello, my name is Mark. This is going to be my first attempt at a YouTube video. Background on this is that we bought a storm shelter and kind of want to talk about the backstory. We own a cabin on some acreage down in Laclede County, Missouri, which is kind of south central Missouri in the Ozarks area. We're just a little bit south, about 30 miles south of Lake Ozark. Anybody that trout fishes in the area is familiar with Bennett Spring, which is about a 10-12 minute drive from here. So anyway, that gives you an idea where we are, and that we are right in the middle of Tornado Alley. We use the place here to camp, to hunt, to fish, and basically get away from it all, as they say. We're from St. Louis area. The cabin that we built was never meant to be a permanent structure. It was built on concrete pyramids that sit on top of the grade, and therefore not a permanent structure, which means with those pyramids, there's no basement in this place. I was here in December of 2021, on December 10th to be exact, deer hunting, when the tornadoes that struck Missouri, Illinois, and Tennessee hit the area. Those were the tornadoes where there were a lot of damages and a few fatalities as well, so it was pretty scary. In a place like this, there's nowhere to hide in case of a storm like that. When I was here, the wind, the rain, the hail, it was actually a little bit frightening at the time. So my wife and I decided it was time. We've been talking about it for a couple of years to buy a shelter and put it in. So we got online, we started doing some research, and we started watching YouTube videos like I assume that you're watching to learn about these things, and this is going to be our experience with this thing. We did some research, we did some analysis, we looked at some display models, and we finally made a purchase. Our selection criteria was to be sure that it was a rated shelter based on the FEMA 320 and the ICC 500 specifications. That's the International Code Council. They set ratings for construction type and size and accessibility and penetration from high velocity items and all that business. Some of the options were above ground and below ground. Cost was another issue. Cost was the initial purchase price, but also if you were not within the delivery radius of the vendor, there was some extra additional cost, so we had to factor that in as well. We eventually chose a place in southwest Missouri called Midwest Storm Shelters in Neosho, Missouri. They're just a little bit south of Joplin, which had the F5 go through a bunch of years ago, and pretty tragic. The one that we chose was a model that's partially buried. It wasn't above ground, and nor was it completely below ground. It has a slant door model that we chose that for several reasons. Accessibility for one. The above ground units that they come out and they set on your ground and they screw in some anchors in the ground just kind of scared me a little bit, in that tornadoes will blow away tractor trailers and vehicles and blow down houses and so forth. So we chose to go underground. Those 250 mile an hour F5 tornadoes can do a lot of damage. So anyway, buried was the choice. This one is partially buried. It's about 2/3 underground, 1/3 above ground, and they use some of the spoil, the dirt comes out of the hole to backfill and build up buffers on the edges of this shelter. We like the slant door over the flat door. The flat door, I was concerned about debris falling on top and preventing getting in or out of the thing. Also concerned about heavy rains or floodwaters washing over the top and water getting into the unit. With this unit sticking above ground or partially above ground, and the slant door and the concern over the debris, we are planning on building a couple of concrete cinder block walls to flank the sides of this thing where the door is, such that if a tree or something were to fall on top of it, it would land on top of these cinder block walls. They'll be on a little concrete base foundation with rebar through the center, backfilled with concrete. It'll have a roof on it. The roof is there to protect, again, from debris falling, but also offers some rain and hail protection. You know, if it's storming and you're unlocking the door and trying to get the hatch open, and once you get it open, climbing inside, you don't want a bunch of rain, you know, getting down inside. So that's another side effect of that. Size was another option or consideration. Some of the videos I watched just look really small inside, and I've got about that much claustrophobia, so that was a concern. This particular model that we chose from Midwest was the SF68, and I went and got inside the demo unit, and it felt okay. Inside the thing, it's 6 foot wide, it's 8 foot deep front to back, and standing inside of it is the roof clearance is 6 foot 2 inches. I'm 5'11", and it gave me a couple inches over my head, so it just didn't feel claustrophobic at all. So based on all that, that's the model that we bought. So if this video goes well on the installation and so forth, the improvements over time, I'm going to create several other videos to document all those things, and hopefully you can enjoy those as well. So I know about this point is in YouTube videos, everybody says, you know, be sure to click the like button and subscribe and all that. Yeah, I'm not going to do all that business. Just enjoy the video, and hopefully you'll see something that will either inspire you or offer you some suggestions how to improve your situation. So thanks for watching.